Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, each one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay, but I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go, stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. This is my why. North Dakota Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you.
And good Sunday morning to everybody. It's another beautiful day out. And I just, moments ago, I got back from my 3-mile walk. I'm still sweating and hot because it's already hot out. 82 degrees out right now, 10 o'clock in the morning. And our forecast has changed a little bit. It's not supposed to be as hot as it was scheduled for yesterday, but still 106 degrees is hot. So, hey, Dustin, good morning. Smash the thumbs up, everybody. Thanks, Dustin. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, Uncle Willie. How are you doing today? Nice to see you in here this morning. And I remembered to do the link for Rumble this morning. I don't know how many times I forgot to do it because Rumble will only let you schedule out like 24 hours at a time. They won't let you go any further than that. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, Dustin has great lives every morning, or every Sunday morning when he does these here. I really like his live shows. Angie, good morning. Smash, thank you very much. And thanks for the reminder, Dustin. Yes. And good morning, Dale. Wisecracker, good morning. How you doing this morning? It's nice to see you in here. Good morning. Chris, how are you doing today? Nice to see you in here this morning. Yes, it is. I do have a shorter version of it, Dustin, but I actually like the whole song. And I don't know. I like the whole song. I do like to do the shorter version once in a while. Sometimes I don't even do the intro. I will just come in and do stuff, but I do like that longer intro. Carnivore Uncut, good morning. How are you doing today, sir? It's nice to see you in here. Off Frozen? Off Rosen? Good morning. How are you doing today? It's nice seeing you in here. Oh no. Wisecrackers perturbed. Deer. Garden saga continues. Now potato bugs. Mosquitoes. Yeah. Them damn mosquitoes. I don't know about the potato bugs. I can tell you the damn mosquitoes. I actually wore this shirt, but I wore a pair of wind pants to keep my legs from being eaten up this morning. 'Cause yesterday they were bad. Anytime you walked into the shade, you were being attacked. Yes, sir. Good morning. And you're doing good. That's awesome to hear. Holy cow. Oh, you're in Mexico? Awesome. And what kind of a diet lifestyle do you eat? Do you eat the regular standard diet? Do you eat a vegetarian, vegan, carnivore, paleo? Do you do anything different? Good morning. I'm not going to try to pronounce the names. I'd screw that up bad. Saying good morning. Ready? Good morning. How are you doing today? Nice seeing you in here this morning. Yeah, I know I've said hi. You do them all. So you just eat whatever. You don't do any specific diet. That's cool. As long as it works for you, yeah, all is good. Can I hit the button? Yes, I can. I can even make that wider and text a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Yeah, it's a good thing Brian's here because I forget to do that. I know YouTube was talking about combining those two streams together for the chats, and I don't know why they haven't done it yet. They mentioned that it's been over a month now that they talked about doing that. You're doing good. That's good to hear. Hello, Quackers. Off to Fresno. What? Fresco YMass? You're taking a trip, Rick? The subject is accountability for whatever style of diet you're eating, whether it's carnivore, keto, vegan, vegetarian. I don't care. It's just accountability for what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish in your life. You like the video? I do too. Thank you very much. That was created by a friend of mine named John Together Strong on YouTube. He's got some really interesting videos on his channel. Yes, sir, Brian. Aaron, good morning. Thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. It does help. Good morning, Jeff. How are you today? Oh, I'm doing actually really good. I just finished a 3-mile walk before I started this year. I'm still sweating, rehydrating with water. I did have a cup of bone broth too. So I don't know how much that's going to help me cool down because it was hot. But this is good ice water, so that's going to help. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a grocery store. Today's your 19-year YouTube anniversary. Well, happy YouTube anniversary to you, Rick. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've been on YouTube. I don't think I've had my YouTube account that long. I might have. I don't know when I actually went to YouTube to begin with. I know I've had a Gmail address for a long time. I just don't remember when I first started doing anything on YouTube. It's been, I guess it's been too long for me to even remember that. I can look it up though. So I joined YouTube in October of 2008. Damn, it's been a long time. That's been 18 years since I've had a YouTube account. And it's only been, it hasn't even been a year and a half that I've had a YouTube channel where I've actually done anything on. Aaron says, morning, Brian. I've missed everything out shopping. Somebody's got to do shopping. That's good. Oh, I appreciate you subscribing. I do this every Saturday and Sunday morning at the same time. And I've been doing accountability lives in the evenings, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I do fasting. So I do fasting accountability on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wisecracker, I'm doing low carb. Wifey brought home turkey sub. It was cut in 3 pieces. I pulled the top bread off, but ate the seed oil, mayo, and veggies and bottom bread. Talk about mistake. Why? Yeah, that combination with the seed oils and the grains, I don't have a problem eating the veggies. Like you go to Jimmy John's and you can get the unwich, which is basically their sandwich wrapped in lettuce. I used to do that just because I got tired of eating all the bread, and that was long before I ever went carnivore. Even I never went keto. I had heard about keto when my brother would do keto, but he was actually a very dirty keto because he ate all kinds of garbage that wasn't keto. But having the bread and the seed oil, those are rough. The veggies are fine, especially if you're just doing low carb. That's not a problem. Yeah. You only ate the 3-inch, but still, that's that seed oil in there. It does shock the body. If you haven't had a seed oil in a while, that could really hurt you. I hope you have a great day also. Hope to see you back here sometime. Yeah. Carnivore Uncut joined YouTube just as a viewer in 2006. So you've been on watching YouTubes for 20 years. I don't ever remember doing anything with YouTube before. I don't know. When was it? I can't even remember when I first started watching YouTube. It's been a long time. Larry Ryan, good morning. How are all the carnivores doing today? So far, it looks like everybody's doing good. YouTube deleted most of my videos from back then, right? And you probably have a ton of them still on your channel, though. That's a long time to have a channel up. Oh, you've got a puppy now? My granddaughter has a little friend that lives on the next block, and he just got a puppy. And what a big fuzzball that dog is. They're so fun to have. I have 3 dogs here. So, love dogs. Yeah, that rocks, Rick. Angie says, "Hi, Butter Woman, Booby Goats." Talking to Aaron. I've got a Butter Woman T-shirt coming for my wife because she loves butter too. Yeah, pistachios, no problem. What the heck? It's a different type. It's a different thing. So, and actually, I just was it pistachios? No, it was something else. I just watched a quick video on how they're processed. What the hell? Cashews. Cashews. I used to love them. After watching that video, I don't think I'll ever eat them again. Uh, they're not my diet anyway. Learn to repair a washing machine. Ah, yes. And that might be what I was doing when I started to watch YouTube, was working on my old car, doing different things and hooking things up, because not all the manuals that you get with these cars are the best for doing stuff like that. Rick says YouTube didn't like my chemistry videos. Were you doing stuff like Sheldon Cooper? Bob says, "I like your video so much I can never leave." Well, thanks. And he said, "I just got done making baked cheese crisp. I know here I go with the cheese again. But Gen X Tech Nerd, aka my hubs, loves cheese and is flying home today." Now, did you follow the recipe that Missouri Carnivore has on his channel? I've done it that way, and they turn out really well. I made a change. You can buy them little square blocks of cheese, and they come in a tube about that long, and they're just already pre-cut. They're only like a 1-inch square cheese. I cut those in quarters, and then put them on the silicone, throw them in the oven, and bake them for, was it 18 or 20 minutes? And then when they're done, they come out. I just sprinkle a little bit of Redmonds on them, and oh my goodness, are those absolutely delicious. But you do gotta let them be in there long enough to get that crispiness to it. I like them, but they are very addicting with any cheese. Oh, you got into a battle of scammers back then selling free energy devices? Yeah. You made fuel from plastic, plants, and really, and fireworks? That's awesome. Fireworks really seem to offend people, right? I can understand that. People are so sensitive to stuff like that. It's just crazy. You miss the old YouTube. It was Wild West back then. Yeah. Do I play Roblox? No, I do not play any of that. I don't play online games or any game really. I've never been into that. I don't have an Xbox or PlayStation. And if you look at my phone, I don't have any games downloaded on my phone because I've never been into playing games. Just not something that I really care to do 99% of the time. And he says, "No, I cut up the cheese slices into squares, put on parchment, and bake it 12 minutes until crispy." Yep. They taste delicious. I hope he doesn't eat them all on me in one day. I wouldn't count on that because that's what I would do. And you set the oven at 400 degrees. Awesome. No, no, we have a full house here, so lots of people, lots of dogs. I've got, I can never remember what the little dog is. His name is Vinny. Oh, he's a Pomeranian. I have a Pomeranian, I have a Dalmatian, and then I have my big dog, which is a German Shepherd Newfoundland Husky. Big dog. Last time we weighed him was about 8 years ago. I was still able to pick him up and then stand on a scale and get a weight. And he was 150 pounds back then. Big dog. Potato bugs, bleed bright orange. Oh, that's interesting. And you know that because you've been taking care of them, huh? Awesome. Dustin says I used to have a poker game on my phone. I played it while I was having trouble sleeping. I played it for years. They changed it. You can't play in the middle of the night now. It's loud with talking, right? I hate when they do stuff like that. You know, there was a poker game I used to play, and then they made some stupid update, and it just drove me nuts, and I deleted it and got rid of it. Hey, good morning, Don. So nice to see you here. Don says good morning to all the beautiful people in the chat. And how's it up in Michigan this morning, Don? You guys expecting any heat, or are you guys still getting rain up there? And Rick, Twin Brook Acres, is in the house. Good morning, and how are you doing today? It's nice to see you in here. And I am planning on, I am doing my 3-day fast again, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I'll be starting that tonight. And I will be doing the live streams again Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the accountability at 6:15 Central Time. It's got to give me time to get home from work and just to unwind for a minute or two before I go live. So if anybody wants to partake in that, you're welcome to join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for accountability and just to shoot the shit like we do. I don't mind. Yeah. These games you see as ads that make me want to play it, yeah. But I get lost in them, so I have to resist. YouTube is my game now. Yeah. Making content and live and watching lives, yeah. And I'd rather watch and listen to YouTube. Actually, I listened to one the other day from I'm gonna have to click on this here and find out which one it is. I will scroll through YouTube and I find stuff that I want to watch and I put it in my watch later list. How do I share my screen? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. YouTube watch later. All right. So you should be seeing my screen over here, right? I hope you're seeing that. It's hard to tell. Let's see. And which one was it? When I see stuff with Dr. Bickman in it, whether he's the main person or not, this is what I like to do. I like to go into Dr. Bickman. I like to listen to what he has to talk about and what he's got going on. This is Science and Soul is the name of the channel, and Dr. Bickman talking. This is an hour and 44 minutes. But man, it was so good. Oh, that's why I forgot to add it to the stage. There we go. Science and Soul with Dr. Ben Bickman. This is actually a really good interview right here. And it's an hour and 44 minutes, but it turned out really well. I did my last couple of walks listening to this just because it's so interesting. And he's one of the few people that I find extremely interesting every time he comes on. There's just so much that he puts out there, and then the knowledge that you get from what he's talking about. he puts out the information so well. But that's what I do. I scroll through and I find stuff like that, and I'll put it out there. I'll put it in my watch later file, and then I just go through and I watch stuff. My file is a little bit long because I forget to delete stuff afterwards. Don says, no rain forecast for a while, just hot. Not my favorite. About a week of 90 plus in progress, right? And that's our forecast now. Is today is only supposed to be 106, which is good. Then 99 tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday 91, and it drops into the mid 80s and goes back up into the 90s and just kind of fluctuates there. It's that time of the year where our state fair is in progress starting on Friday, and it's generally in the mid 80s, low 90s throughout the state fair. And we'll get a shower or two within that, but not much. You play Gems of War when you can't sleep, but volume off or super low. Yeah. That's, I think the amount of screen time that we have, whether it's on our phones or on our computers, affects how we sleep. Recently I don't have any trouble sleeping. I've been experimenting on myself. I do a bunch of different things. I don't talk about them much on here because I don't really put it down on paper or track it like that. I just track it from my own feeling and my own knowledge. Some of the stuff gets tracked automatically from my watch. I don't mind that. But one of the things that I found recently for my sleep is I bought the Dr. Boz raspberry lemonade ketone salts. A full serving of that is 2 scoops with 16 ounces of water, I think it is what's supposed to be. Well, I'll take 1 scoop with 6 to 8 ounces of water. I'll drink that before going to bed. Since doing that, my sleep has improved tremendously. It's one of the things that I've done in the research I've done with ketones is found that when you're sleeping and you have an elevated ketone state, your sleep is better. Your body does more cellular cleanup in the brain, and your body recovers faster when your ketone levels are elevated. I figured just one scoop, half of a serving, and see what that does. In the last week, all my sleep number scores have been really good, and my recovery has been great from my walks, just from the amount of sleep that I'm getting. Even when I'm only getting 6 hours of sleep, or the one night was 5 hours or something, my recovery period and my sleep score that I get is really good when I have even with the exogenous ketone, even though it's not made by my liver, it's still a ketone and it crosses that blood-brain barrier to fuel the brain better. Which, it could be crazy, but from what I've seen on my CGM, or not my CGM, but my watch and the app that goes with it, I've really got some improvement in there. Brian is on day 2 water fast. Didn't test today. Yesterday DBR was 31. I will test on Wednesday. So how many days are you going on this fast, Brian? Are you going to do 5 days, 7 days, 14, 21, 30? Are you going to do this with Jerry? Jerry's on a 30-day water fast. Aaron says, yes, YouTube is the only game I play. Well, I disagree, Aaron. You have kids, so I'm sure you play games with them, just not on your devices. And Don says, oh my Lord, typing is terrible today. LOL. For everyone, yeah. Aaron, it happens. I've had trouble just speaking some days. It takes a lot of time. You had a black lab. Why? Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to pronounce that dog. Past a year ago, you want another pup. Dad has a little pooch. Not sure how that would go. Well, the little ones, are the snippy ones. The big ones seem to tolerate much better. We had a Dachshund pug. She was the ugliest thing, but she was so damn cute because of her ugliness. It was just crazy. And as she was getting older, she was really crabby. She did great with kids, with babies, toddlers. As they grew, she did great with them until she started getting really old. And then when they got to a certain age, she figured they knew better and she would get snippy with them. Now the three dogs that we have, the Pomeranian, I think he's 14 years old. The my big dog is 11, and our Dalmatian, I think she's 4 now. So, but the Pomeranian, he can't hear anymore. Well, if he does hear, he's very hearing selective, just like most men. And Don says, "Great live today, Dustin. Cannot wait to tell you. You talk so much about the crumble. What kills me about them and how much they charge. Yep, I deliver Walmart brand products to them many times a day, from a week, to make them delicious, expensive cookies. The crumble cookie, we had an audit at my work. It was an internal audit, as people from our Canadian office came down and they did an audit on our facility. And at the end, they were getting ready to head back out, but they didn't come over to see me in my office. And they brought a box of crumble cookies with them. I don't eat those anymore, but they were delicious. They were extremely rich, very fatty, and they're not meant to be eaten a whole cookie for a person. That cookie is supposed to be cut into 8 pieces like a pizza, or 6 pieces. They've got a cutter that cuts them so that you can portion them out, because they are expensive too. Brian says 100% Lance has a great channel, no drama. I try not to do drama. You can say the drama for your mama, because I don't like to do that. I tell that to my grandkids. 2 of my older grandkids were in the house yesterday, and they started bickering at each other, and I put that to a stop right away, because you don't do that in my house. Get along or you get out. And they all just kind of looked at me and pouted. I don't care. We don't like drama. Brian says I was going to have a new phone and was looking at a Google phone, but their app that replaced Fitbit is horrible. Yeah, their health app is terrible. I'm starting to get used to it. It does integrate better into other apps than what the Fitbit app did, but it's the user interface on the app takes a lot to get used to, because it's not where anything was before. But I do recommend that the Pixel Watch. That is an amazing watch. All right, Don says my gaming talent is bingo. Talk about zero control coordinator, right? I can't controllers. Well, this was back in probably around 2000. A friend of my daughter's, my older daughter's, brought his PlayStation or Xbox. I don't even know which one it was, but it had the SSX3 snowboarding game on it. And they were playing the snowboarding. This was in the wintertime. They were playing the games, and they had challenged me to do it. I can't stand the action stuff like that, like driving games. It gives me car sickness. I sucked it up. I learned how to play the game. I took the weakest player on the board, which was, his name was Griff. He was just a little scrawny punk. And over the Christmas break that these kids had, I built that character up to the highest level that you could get on there. at the time, and I kicked their asses every time we played against each other. They couldn't believe that the old man could actually do something like that. Now, back in the day, I used to play like Space Invaders and Centipede and those kind of games. Love those. But sitting in front of a TV doing it is totally different. Brian says, I don't have Jerry's mad skill. Don't know how long I'm going to do it. Anything to do while the exhaustion and brain fog has been horrible. Yeah. Don says, thanks. Dustin says, thanks, Don. I really appreciate that. I was in there for a little bit this morning, and then I went for a walk. And when I walked out of the house, I had trouble with my phone. I didn't actually get my phone to start playing anything on YouTube until halfway through my walk. I don't know what was going on with that. It was like I was still trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. Even after I turned the Wi-Fi off, I couldn't get anything to run. Oh, wait, I missed this. Can't do much more than 20 shower fast. I get angry, irritated, then shaky. Does that pass? I do not want to chance it. You can get it to pass. One of the things that you have to do, Don, one of the things that works for me is the meal before I start a fast has to be a higher fat meal. And that helps to get past that stage where you feel like you're getting hangry. Electrolytes also, having a unflavored element. The flavored elements I wouldn't do when you're first starting because that triggers the urge to eat. And then if you have to, a tablespoon of butter can really help. And of course, the Redmond salt. One of these containers holds 7 grams of salt, and I'll use just about a whole container. Well, I do use a whole container every day, 7 grams, and I have a second container that I use. You like where I got that put up over here? My granddaughter, that's her idea. The butter, the shark, and the Redmonds. That's my granddaughter's idea. But that's what I do when if I'm having trouble. I will allow myself to have a tablespoon of butter. It helps. It gives you fat. Does it technically break a fast because it has calories? Yeah, it does. But it's less calories. If you take a tablespoon of Kerrygold Irish butter, 1 tablespoon has 100 calories. If you take a tablespoon of the Kirkland version of it, I think that's under 100 calories, but it'll help you. The fat actually goes straight into your system, and it can help you to raise your ketones. But once you get the ketones starting to elevate, that hunger signal tends to go away. Yeah. Aaron says, good. I'm not the only one that gets angry on a 20+ hour fast. No, it's actually very common. A lot of people do, especially when you're first beginning on them. I'm in a fasting group that we meet 3 times a week also, and they refer to it as your fasting muscle. Once you flex it and you've gotten into the groove of doing it, the start part to an extended fast is easy. It's more of a mental game, and you'll notice that hunger signal comes closer and closer to your eating window that you normally eat in. Once you realize that, and it only lasts for a few minutes, like 15 minutes to half an hour, that will last. If you can go past that, there's a good chance that it's going to go away and you're going to be just fine. But you do have to watch your blood sugars too. You don't want to drop your blood sugars too low and not have your ketones go up. That's one of the reasons why I track. I've done a lot of research on fasting. I've done a lot of research on breaking the fast on ketones and blood glucose, it really makes a difference. Yeah, 20 hours. Some people have a hard time just making that 20 hours. My wife is one of them. She gets very anxious at 20 hours. She's done 25 hours once, 24 hours once, and she's, well, maybe a couple more times than that. But 20 hours is about where she limits herself. Don says, Aaron, I saw that in your video also my kids said, Mom, eat some meat. Oh, that's funny. You have the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Never wear it anymore. I hardly leave the house, so it's kind of silly to wear it. It's not just for tracking your uh, like your heart rate and stuff, Dustin. It These track so much more and they give you more information, but it's not for everybody. I like the data that I get from my watch just to show me how I'm sleeping. Of course, the steps, because everybody wants to know how much they're walking most of the time. Sometimes it's very, very, how do you put it? Discouraging, because I work an office job, I work at a desk, and there are some days I get home and I see videos like Erin, and she's hitting her 10,000 steps, or she's, way past that. And I look at mine and I'm like, damn. But, I went out this morning and I did my exercise. What have I got now? What the heck? That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'm at just about 7,000 steps now, just from that 3-mile walk this morning. And that's basically all I've done since I got up this morning. I got up just about 8 o'clock this morning. Really nice. Erin says she gets a bit snippy. Some people do. I have a coworker that I do a lot of meetings with on Teams, and they tell me that the last couple of fasts, towards the end, I was getting snippy, and I was, I needed to eat something because I was getting angry or whatever. And I was talking with a coworker that sits across from me, and she said, "No, you were just fine." Turns out that what it was is there's some stuff going on at work, and I was being an ass because I wanted things done right. And the coworker I do this stuff on Teams with wasn't understanding what was going on. I was all right. Let's see. Don says, Rick, I did not. Never had a meter, and I do not want to get obsessed. Yes, because some people do get obsessed with it. It's like I broke my fast on Wednesday. Wednesday, when I got home, I checked my blood sugars, my glucose. I haven't checked them since. I don't need to. I know where my blood sugars are because I do wear CGM. But I do know that my ketones, when I'm eating, and it doesn't really matter, my ketones stay at like 0.9 to 1.5. And I'm fine with that when I'm eating. It doesn't bother me. As long as my glucose stays under control, I'm good. And as long as I eat fatty meat, I'm good with my glucose. Dustin says I need to do a 7-day fast soon. That's something that I haven't done this month at all. I haven't done any extended fasting other than the 3 days. And I do need a 7-day fast. I was thinking the first week of August would be a better time for me to do that. Ivy, good morning. It's nice to see you in here. Don says, Aaron, oh, me too. And short as a firecracker, which is not your personality. Yeah. You don't like it when you get snippy. Dustin has both the glucose ketone meter. But only use them when you're doing long fast. People tend to want to see that info. I think it helps. It's helped me knowing what my ketones were and my blood sugars before, because I've had times where I broke my fast because my blood sugars dropped and my ketones did not respond and go up like they should have. There should be a balance of your blood sugar going down and your ketones rising. If it doesn't happen, there's something that's not right, and I broke my fast because of that. You started fasting 12-12, did that for months, and then 14-10 for months. You bumped up little by little until you were doing 18-6 and then 23-1. Yeah. But I did this over the course of a year or longer. Slow works. And that's what it takes at times for some people. Everybody, just like the carnivore way of eating or a ketogenic lifestyle, you have to find what works for you. It took me several months to go from doing an OMAD to be able to do a 72-hour fast. And then I did 72-hour fast for quite a while before I did a 5-day fast. And I struggled trying to do anything more than a 5-day fast for about a year. My first successful 7-day fast was last February. And since then, I've done a couple of them. So I don't have a problem doing it now. But it does take time and it takes patience. Brian says I was feeling a little bit better while listening to Larry yesterday and went for 2 short walks and sat outside for an hour. A year ago, that would have been a trip to the ER. No sunburn, wind stuff. Yep. And I overdid the sun yesterday. I took a nap while I was laying on my stomach. My back's a little red. Back of my legs were a little red yesterday. I don't know about today's. I haven't looked at it. But generally what happens is when I turn red, I will turn a little more tan right afterwards. Don says, yes, everyone doing the Keto Mojo make me want to test. But I have such an addictive personality, I could make it an expensive habit and obsession. That is completely possible. It does get addicting doing it. I see Aaron and I see Grandma doing this, and they're testing in the mornings. And I see that that's all they're doing, and that's the way to do it. Only to test in the mornings. I do test in the afternoons too when I'm fasting, just to see where I'm at. I'll do it twice a day, but I only check while I'm fasting, so it comes out about right for the cost. I don't mind doing it. Dustin says, my glucose meter is from Walmart. The strips are cheap. Still don't use it because it's still a finger prick, and the ketone meter is a bio coach. Can't buy the strips anymore. That makes sense. Wisecracker, you got a local butcher shop. The hamburger is bright red on the outside and darker on the middle. What the heck? I thought oxygen darkens meat. It depends. There are chemicals that they can put on it that make it so that it stays bright on the outside. Oh, let me do this. I knew there was a picture I wanted to. If you were on Larry's live stream yesterday, you saw this. I'm going to put 2 pictures in my files here real quick. I went to the store yesterday. I didn't take anything out last night for dinner. And I wasn't sure if I was even going to eat anything for dinner last night because of the heat. Well, it didn't get nearly as hot. I did start to get hungry. So I went to the grocery store and I thought, I can grab a steak. No problem. Grab a steak, come home, throw it on one of the grills, or I can, fry in my cast iron, whatever. And I looking at the steaks and looking at the price and looking at the quality of the steaks. I just didn't care for what they were showing and what they were having there. So I looked at the ground beef and I was like, I'll just grab some 80/20 ground beef. I looked at the price and it was $7.99 a pound. I'm like, gotta pay that. Went back to the steaks and they had some that were just $6.99. It was an arm steak. I have a meat grinder. I bought 3 pounds and I made my own burgers. I ground my own beef, ground uh, arm roast, but they had cut it into steaks. 3 pounds, and I put half a pound of bacon into it. So I ground a half a pound of bacon into this here. So these are bacon burgers. They were absolutely delicious last night. So what they ended up looking like. So you can grind your own meat. And after doing this last night, I remembered why I bought the grinder. I need to go buy a chuck roll and grind a chuck roll. Then I know that the meat's good. I know that the meat doesn't have garbage in it. And I can grind it the way I want it to. And I left it the thicker grind. Oh my God, was that delicious. I really liked it. Brian says, my brain works better on a fast. Absolutely. That's the ketones. The ketones are crossing the blood-brain barrier without insulin. When you have a third of your brain function requires glucose, and that requires insulin. For glucose to cross a blood-brain barrier, it has to cross on insulin. Once you're on ketones, the ketones can cross on their own. They don't need the insulin. So yes, your brain works better on that. Janet Carter, hey, good evening. You made it to my live. Hey, appreciate you being in here. Nice to see you this morning. How are you doing today? Brian says, hi, Jane. Don says, oh, my order listening and working. Got your order listening and working? Oh, you got an order, right? My son and his girlfriend were doing that yesterday. They do the same thing. And they had some incentives that they went out for. So they nailed the incentive, and he did really good yesterday with what they were doing. Jeff Sullivan, 38 hours into a 72-hour fast, half teaspoon Celtic salt per liter of water. Drink salty water all day long, and fasting isn't too bad at all. No, it's not. And it's one of the things that really helps the body, especially after the refeed, when you're doing a 72-hour, there's so much that happens to your body once you start refeeding. There's a lot of good benefits to it. 72-hour fast, you're resetting your immune system on the refeed. And all the immune cells get replaced quickly too. So that's actually a good thing to do. Brian says, very nice, Jeff. Hey, it's Dan from Lions Den of a Podcast. Good morning, brother. Love the show, my man. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate being on your show yesterday morning. That was a great day, great interview. So, again, if you guys haven't seen it, go to Lions Danavore and check out the show that we had. The interview was really good. Yeah, it was great turnout yesterday. Brian says, I like testing. It gives me time to fix it if things start going south. Yeah, and when you start testing your ketones and your blood glucose, you start to realize a lot of people mistake that rush of ketones when the ketone rise as a signal that something's wrong. I can feel when the ketones rise on me. I've tested mine enough where I know when I get that tingly feeling in my head, my ketones are going up. And if I wait until it passes and then check my ketone level, they're elevated. That's how I did that. My highest ketone reading I've ever done was at like 9-something in the morning, 9:15 in the morning. After I felt my ketones go up, I was like, I got to check it. And they were at a 7. I've never recorded a 7 before until that fast. When I did it, just checked it. Yeah, it's good to see Dan in the chat. And Angie says, Dustin, I'm 5'1" on a good day. Little Italian lady here. Got that mattress flipped all by myself. You can't underestimate the power of a little old lady. Right, Angie? You guys kick people's ass. Yeah. Dustin says, I was curious how small you were. I'm just short and round, but working on becoming not so round, right? That's one of the things that I used to tell people. People always would ask me, don't you want to get in shape? I'm like, I'm in shape. Round is a shape. Yeah. All right. Good morning and welcome back. My coach says meat causes inflammation in the stomach. Your coach is wrong. We discussed this last week, and you need a new coach. Hey, I have a coach for you. Guy right below you here, Keto Simple. He's a health coach. Ask him, Dustin, does meat cause inflammation in your stomach? We discussed this with this gentleman last week, or is that lady? I can't see on the picture. Lady, we discussed this with her last week, that meat does not cause inflammation. I'm telling you, your coach is incorrect. He's been trained wrong, and the information that he's given you is inaccurate. Jeff Sullivan, July 15 is my 1-year anniversary, Lion Diet anniversary. You feel incredible. Lost 30 pounds. You're in great shape at 61 years young. I saw you in the chat on Kiltz show the other day. Cheers. Well, I appreciate it, Jeff. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about this way of eating. I started at 57. I'm 59 now. I don't look 59. And if I go into, let's see. Where's it at? This was me on the left in, I believe it was April of 2024. And this is me on the right in March of 2026. Huge difference. I was 325, 350 pounds on the picture on the left on this. On the picture on the right, I don't know, 210. That was April, 210, 215. Huge difference. This is what my belly used to look like. Sitting in a chair, it's how huge I was. I ignore Winnie the Pooh. That's my granddaughters. We have our state fair coming up. And I used to have to get a scooter to go to the fair because I couldn't walk for more than a half an hour. And my feet were killing me because in this picture, I'm probably 350 pounds. In this picture, I'm healthy. And what did I eat to do that? I ate meat. I fasted. It's great. And I feel much, much better. Oh, yeah, Dustin jumped right on this. Get a new coach, right? We talked with this person last week, and it was amazing that they need more reassurance. We're not crazy. Your coach is wrong. The cause of inflammation has to do with plants and the toxins that every plant has. You can Google it. You can go to AI and ask if meat causes inflammation. If you preface it, a meat-based diet, if meat causes inflammation, it does not. Most AIs well, I should say some of the AIs will be pretty good about it. Not all of them are. Yeah, Brian, that's great, Jeff. It's wonderful when you start seeing your hard work is paying off. Absolutely. And he says, I did the same yesterday, testing wise. I was fasting yesterday, just broke it actually 48 hours. Good job, Angie. That's 48 hours, a great time to break a fast. You want to see where your blood glucose and blood ketones. Blood glucose is 67 and ketones at a 1.8. Awesome. And then this morning, 82 and 1.3. And this morning is perfect, right where it needs to be after breaking a fast. That's amazing. And that just tells you that your body is doing what it's supposed to do when it's being refed. The hardest part for me on a refeed is not having that urge to eat everything, make up for the calories that I missed. You meet the TV and look away. All right. You have a 25-pound chuck roll in the freezer? Yeah. And cut that up. 1-inch cubes or 1-inch slices and feed it down the tube of a grinder. Throw some liver, some heart, lung, kidney into it. Add some bacon to it. Man, you can get some really good ground beef out of that. Yeah, Rick says it's great to hear, Jeff. It is. It's great to hear when people are kicking ass like that. It is so nice. Wisecracker says grandma's old hand crank meat grinder is up in the attic. Rolling pin, other stuff. I remember using that hand crank meat grinder. When we were kids, we went over to another family's house, and their dad would bring, the deer that they'd get in the fall, winter. They'd bring that over there. They'd butcher it, and then they mixed their own stuff, and they made their own sausages and stuff like that. And guess who the crank was? The motors for those hand cranks. That was the kids. I remember doing that. It's great, Janet. It's nice. Now, you're eating a carnivore style diet or a keto diet? Jeff's got a question. Do you eat rare raw? I drink eggs and my steaks are still mooing when I eat them. I do a rare to medium rare for my steaks. My ground beef, if I buy it from the grocery store, it's got to be well done because I don't trust how many different animals are in that one packaging. Like the steaks I did last night, or the burgers I did last night, they're probably a medium rare in that. Still a little bit of pink, but they were absolutely delicious. All right, I must have missed something here. Oh, Chow Dan. Yeah, it's simple. Hell no. What? What are you talking about, Brian? Yeah, right. Throwing out the family Italian Angie. We've got our own little mobster in the house. Right. Well, I was calling him Chief AI Officer, Twinbrook. Oh, I get it. That makes sense. Oh yeah, no problem. That's what I have said this for years at my work. Whenever I work anywhere, I strongly feel that knowledge not shared is knowledge wasted. If you know something that can help people and you keep it to yourself, it's just wasted knowledge. At my work, I tell people that want to move up that they have to train the people that will replace them. Most people are afraid to train the replacement because then they feel that they're going to be terminated and let go. Oh shit, I still have this here up here. I thought I took that down. Oops. There we go. Sorry. But that's a heck of a picture. The big bald head. You see the difference in the color of my skin? That was done in April before the sun had started coming out here. I got a little more color now. It's kind of nice to be able to see color on the skin and not just be pale and pasty. But I've told all the guys that work for me, you have to be able to train people to replace you. The person that you're trained to replace you should be able to do your job completely. Once that's done, then I can move you up to a new position to learn. And you continue training people like that, you'll move ahead. But if you're one of the people that wants to gatekeep everything so that nobody else learns what you're doing and how you're doing it, you're going to stay in that position. There's no sense of moving somebody up that won't train somebody to do their job. It's the same with what I'm doing here. I experiment on myself and I share what I'm doing with the results when I need to, when I have the chance to. I don't always want to talk about the stuff I've done. Like I've experimented with the exogenous ketones. So I know that the one that works best for me is the Dr. Boz ketones. I've done the ketone IQ. I've done these. They're all right. I don't mind them, and they're just a little shot, so they're easy to do. But I prefer the Dr. Boz strawberry lemonade. It has actually more ketone in it than what the ketone IQ does. So I figure I get more out of it. The price for how much you get on is about the same. The coach, well, I can do coaching stuff. I do have that. I don't practice it. I practice it by sharing my knowledge. I don't practice it by having a business out of it. So there are coaches out there that do this, and if you need one of those coaches, I can put you in contact with them. Genesis keto carnivore, mostly carnivore. Still working out things with my body and health, and tolerating things with no gallbladder. Slow going, but still eating this way since September. Congratulations, coming up on that 1 year carniversary. And that's one of the big things that, not having the gallbladder, you do have to go a little bit slower. Hearing from others who are in the same position, the gallbladder it stores the bile. You still have the bile ducts, and then you still produce the bile. You just don't have a storage platform for it. Once people transition into this here, that issue with the way that the bile ducts work starts to resolve itself for a lot of people. Some people have to take the digestive enzymes to assist in this for a long time. I don't know if you're taking any of those or not. Yeah, it creates a more resourceful team and keeps the team efficient, right? If I have people that can work at my work in many different areas and do many different things, everything runs so much better. And it's a lot easier for people to learn a new area and be proficient in it if they're being taught by somebody who's willing to share. Yeah, everything at my work is on the job training. There's no manuals for what we do and the way we do stuff. It's all in the heads of the people who are working there. I started working at my place of employment just 11 years ago now. And I went from the beginning, the lowest man on the totem pole, to there's one person that's above me at my facility now, and that's my boss. It doesn't take long if you put the effort into it. Why Carnivore Explained? Just dropping in. Love to see your live videos. You're doing people some good, my friend. I appreciate that. It's nice to see you here again. Let's see. My coach is a headstrong person. The only reason I work with him is because of the free membership. He thinks he is right and his way is correct. Doesn't mean he is. He's absolutely wrong. His nutritional information does not match reality. The best thing to do, and I tell you what, I'll challenge you. Do the research on a carnivore diet. Look into it for the next week. Look at the health benefits. Look at channels like Keto Simple. Look at my channel. Look at Dr. Barry's channel. There's a lot of channels out there. There's a lot of doctors out there that are doing this. You want to talk to a nutritionist? There's a lot of nutritionists out there. Yeah, this way. I'm a coach. Keto Simple's a coach. Rockin' Coach Amy's a coach. There's a lot of coaches out there that are doing this. And you can look at their channels and you can see this. I'll go back to this again. I want to show this picture. No, not that one. Where'd it go? This one. This picture right here. This is showing me in what I look like 2 years apart. And the difference on the left is I was eating the way your coach is telling me to eat or telling you to eat. And this is what I got. It does not help a person. The way we're talking about eating, cutting out all the processed ingredients, cutting out carbohydrates, resulted in me losing 142 pounds altogether. Yeah, I'm stubborn too. And I'm hard-headed. It took me a long time to realize this. I researched the carnivore diet for 2.5 months before I finally started doing it. If that's what it takes you to do it, then let it take that long. I'm telling you as a stubborn, bullheaded person that you don't have to wait. You can start now. Do this for 30 days. I did this for 30 days because of my blood pressure. I was on 5 blood pressure medications. After seeing and researching this for 2.5 months, I finally said, okay, I'm going to do this for 30 days. I'm going to see what it does for my blood pressure, see what happens. 30 days into it, I was off of 3 of my 5 blood pressure medications. Within 2 weeks of that, I was off of all 5 of my blood pressure medications. 6 weeks into the carnivore diet, and I was medication free. I took nothing. The allergy medications I took for over 30 years, I stopped taking when I stopped taking my blood pressure medications. I didn't need it anymore. My allergies are gone. Your body corrects itself when you change to this type of diet. Your coach has been taught wrong. It's not his fault. He's been taught wrong. All right, Rick. That was a response to the coach giving horrible advice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Tell your coach you will do an N of 1. Yes, do an N of 1. N of 1 is a self-experiment. N equals the number of people in the experimental study. Study yourself. The coach will end up costing you and not in a good way. And that is true. And Charger Mopar Rick says eliminate the duck food because there's only 2 types of food out there right now. And you're either eating carnivore foods or you're eating duck food. You either eat it or you feed it to the ducks. And I agree with Rick on that one. Angie is down 71 pounds as of today. It works. And she just started this in March, was it, Angie? March to now, you're down 71 pounds. That is truly amazing. 100%, Rick. You did it following this way of eating in 19 weeks. 71 pounds in 19 weeks. Nobody in here is trying to be mean to you or being cruel to you or anything like that. We're just giving you advice because we have been there. This is the way that your body heals. It's a tremendous difference. Angie lost 71 pounds in 19 weeks. Congratulations. Very proud of you. You've done an amazing thing here. That's a lot of weight to lose. That is truly wonderful. And Brian says, that's wonderful, Angie. Yep. Angie says, yes, sir. My starting weight was 321 and you're at 250 today. Dang, that's a lot. I remember losing like that too. And continue losing weight. Don't stop yourself. Keep on nailing it. It is amazing. Yeah, we all want you to succeed. Everybody here that has replied to what your coach said and what you're saying, we want you to succeed. We don't have a vested interest in you succeeding other than the fact that you're human and we want everybody to feel good. That's all it is. And he says thank you to Brian and says that we are all an inspiration. That's what our community does. We inspire others to succeed. It's the biggest difference between what we do and what other communities do. We're here for everybody. Yeah, Angie is rocking it. Ain't no stopping me now. You got the groove. Absolutely. Keep it running. Holy cow. Hour and 17 minutes have gone by. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to let everybody go. I am going to go out and enjoy some more of this wonderful sunshine before it gets too blazing hot out to do that. Forecast for 106 degrees here today. That's still only 85 out. We're supposed to hit that 100-degree mark around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Got to be brutal. We got to get Larry to make that brutal t-shirt. I would love a brutal t-shirt. So you all have a great day. And tomorrow night at 6:15 p.m. Central Time, 7:15 Eastern, I'll be doing the live stream again for accountability. So for fasting, anybody wants to join in, please feel free to stop in and say hi. And if you're fasting, share your accountability and share your progress. And y'all have a great day.
Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go. Stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the